Hi Bri, I have some exciting news for you. Bozo has finally set an appointment for the psychological evaluation, so we are finally making some progress. He did tell me, however, that he is not receiving any information or updates on the children. Well, I'm glad to hear that there's an appointment set finally, but I can assure you I have been updating him weekly. I just actually asked my attorney about dropping to once-a-month updates because he had not logged into OFW for months. He happened to log in this month, I'm assuming because it was the week of Father's Day, and flipped out on me and used some racist language towards me due to him not seeing the kids. Racist language? What did he say? That is unacceptable. He said that I was an ape and raised by apes. Asterisk sends screenshot of message from Bozo to the gal asterisk. I'm sure you could see how this would concern me, as we have biracial children. Oh, that's it. I thought it was something really bad. I know there are connotations around that, but I highly doubt he meant it like that. I'm sure he was just hurting badly due to Father's Day coming up, but things are going to get better now. After all of this time now, I'm definitely feeling lonely, muddled, and totally out of place. Time to explore what's out there and find someone inimitable. Pursue my dreams again and put this chapter behind me with no bookmark. We all have the rite of passage for the pursuit of happiness, but my chances were delayed long enough. Having to prove my mental and emotional wellness to a stranger at the request of someone who is clearly unstable and a danger to herself is almost comical if it wasn't downright insulting. But I will do anything to prove myself. If everyone could take a moment to pray for me as I head to this appointment that will change everything. Pray that I arrive safely. Pray that this doctor has not been paid off like the judges and attorneys in our district have. Then, pray that despite my pain and anger about this unfair situation, that they see me for who I am, a loving and caring father who was lied on and victimized by the family court system. And babies, when you see this one day and learn about how your father fought like a warrior to get back to you and never gave up for 1 second, I hope you feel the love that I have for you flowing through your veins. You are 100% made up of me and always have been. Hi Bri, so as you know, Bozo has completed his psychological evaluation. So I'd like to set up a good time for me to come by and see the kids so I can see where they are at after all this time apart. And we can talk. When works for you? I will actually be out of town for the next few days for a mandatory work training. Would Monday of next week work? Yes, it would. Who will the children be with while you are out of town? Or will they be going with you? They will be with my parents at home. Youngest will be at daycare during the day, and the older two will be at a summer camp that the school is hosting while my parents work. And then home like normal at night. Oh, that is wonderful. Sounds like they will have some fun while you're gone. Yes, they love this camp. But I do have a question. When will we find out the results of the evaluation? I assume that my attorney will receive a report before our next hearing. Oh, I'm not sure. Those reports can definitely take some time, but I'm sure we will get them in plenty of time before court. I am just so relieved that we can finally move forward. I know the children have missed their father deeply, and we can finally start supervised visits. But we will talk more on that on Monday. You have a great trip. Why do you have to go away for 4 whole days? You said you work from home so you'd always be here with us. I know, and I wish I didn't have to go, but this is a part of my job. They make everyone in my department get on a plane and all get together once or twice a year for training. It will be so boring. I'd much rather be home with you guys. Well, can't I go with you? I'll be good. You won't even know I'm there. I can't bring you. That's the rules. Workers only, no kids or family. And I promise, you won't want to go. It's not going to be fun at all. Just a bunch of grown-ups talking about numbers and taxes. But how about this? When I come back, we will plan a trip somewhere. You and me and your sisters will all go have fun somewhere this summer before school starts. Okay. Okay, but what if you don't come back? Who would take care of us? Of course I'll come back. I'll only be gone 4 days. That's it. You won't even have time to miss me, and you'll be having fun at camp. You don't know that. Daddy said he would never leave us either, and he did. I think he's unalive. Or maybe he's in jail again, but he didn't come back. I know that bothers you. Once I get back, I promise we will sit down and talk about it. Hi, this is Ms. Blank from the school calling. Is this the mother of Middle? Yes, it is. Is everything okay? Middle is okay, but there has been an incident. We will need someone to come pick him up as soon as possible. Is he hurt or sick? I'm in another state on a work trip, but I will have his grandfather come get him. He isn't hurt or sick. He got upset earlier over a very minor incident, and instead of calming down, he began to spiral honestly. He was screaming and crying about how he wanted to unalive and nobody loves him and he thinks he is evil. He even stated that he thinks he is the devil. What? And this came out of nowhere. Unfortunately so. He originally got upset because he got a question wrong during a game, and when a teacher pulled him aside to try to calm him down, it just escalated. We have an incident report to document the situation for you. And we had him speak to the school counselor he had been seeing. Oh my God, okay. I will call my dad and have him come get him immediately and try to book a flight home today. Let him know I will be there as soon as I can. And I love him. Hi, Bri. Just calling to let you know I'm heading your way to see the children. And don't worry, I'm not there to interrogate them or anything. It simply is to just lay eyes on them and make sure they are okay. Okay, before you get here, I need to let you know about an incident that happened last week while I was out of town with Middle. He had a meltdown at camp and said some disturbing things about not wanting to be alive and feeling unloved. He also said he thinks he is the devil. I have a copy of the report from the school and counselor for you to look at. I just wanted you to be aware before one of the kids drops it on you. He is doing better now that I'm home, and I have him scheduled for an urgent session tomorrow. Oh wow, well I am sure that you being out of town made it even more difficult for everyone involved. Yes, it did. I will say though that it also concerns me because everything he said were things that his father has said about me multiple times in front of the children. I'm worried that he may be internalizing it and twisting it to explain why Bozo disappeared. Oh, I don't think that's it. I think he heard it on a show or at school and used it to express how he felt that both of his parents were gone. This tells me that we need to move fast to get these supervised visits started. It's clear that the separation from their other parent is really affecting the kids. And after speaking to Bozo again this past week, I truly think he is a changed man. I agree that the kids miss their dad. My concern is that he is going to immediately begin his coaching again and say that I kept him away this entire time or something else terrible. He still won't acknowledge that what he did last summer was coaching. Well, I have made that perfectly clear to him. He is aware that if he says anything out of line again, he will be right back to no visits or contact. I don't think he is willing to risk it. I don't know. I don't think he would consider saying that as speaking out of line to the kids, especially since, like I said, he still doesn't think he did anything wrong. But
And
wouldn't
that
that
also
also
just
traumatize
traumatize
the kids
if he does
them
cross
being
the
dragged
line?
away from
The
their
visit
dad
can
after
end.
not seeing him for a year? Well, we can't just assume he will do something to cause that. Nobody can say that for sure. It sounds like you aren't willing to start the supervised visits. I know that he is entitled to supervised visits now that he did the evaluation. I'm just very concerned after last week with middle. Which is also why I think we should revisit the idea of a family member as a supervisor. What do you mean by that? Look, I understand that there is bad blood between you and Bozo. I get it, but frankly, I believe it is in the children's best interest to be able to see their father in a supervised and comfortable setting, and their father is broke. He has no money to pay for visits. So if we could come to an agreement on a supervisor who would do it for free, we could actually focus on the children and get them seeing their father again sooner. I would be comfortable with my father being the supervisor, but I know that he would not agree to that. No, he has already told me he wouldn't agree to you or any of your family being the supervisor. I still think we should ask Grandma or Grandpa to be the supervisor. They live with him. And the kids are comfortable with them. It wouldn't feel weird. I don't know about that. I know the kids are comfortable with them, but I also know that they were both present for a lot of the previous incidents that got us to this point, and never intervened or tried to stop it. And you don't think this past year has taught them a lesson? I think they all realize how serious this is now. I don't know. They have shown since I've known them that there is no accountability for Bozo. And there have been multiple instances over the past year where they have continued to push the narrative that Bozo did nothing wrong. Oh, I've spoken to his father. He is the first to tell you that this is all his son's fault. That was the first thing he said to me. He knows this is due to Bozo's actions. And he said that he and his wife are desperate to see the children again. I don't know. I'd like to be able to speak to my attorney and see what her input is on all of this. I don't want to give you a definite answer right away. And I know I need time to process this as well. Oh, I am sure this is all a lot. Of course, call your attorney and speak to her. I am a few minutes out. So I will let you go and we can speak about this again once you've had a chance to talk to your attorney. I will see you soon. Hi, Bri. I received your email about Tabitha wanting Grandma or Grandpa to be the supervisor, and that will not be happening. She seems very insistent about it. It felt like she was testing me in a way, to see how badly I would react. I didn't want to outright say no, but I also don't want it to happen. And I can promise you that it won't happen. The judge specified that he needed to have visits at a supervision center with a paid supervisor. The fact that he has spent the last year unemployed is not your concern. She knows this too. I think this was her way of feeling out if you would be willing to pay for the visits. I can't do that. I mean, I could do maybe 2 or 3 under the condition that he got a job and started paying after the 3rd one. No, you will not offer that. That sets the precedent that you are responsible for paying for these visits. You are not responsible for him. He can get off his butt and figure out a way to make money if he really is such a changed and broken man. How did the visit go today with her and the children? It actually went really well. None of them mentioned Bozo or brought up wanting to see him. Maybe she will see that they are adjusting. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I will send her an email stating we do not agree to the grandparents' supervisor. Hi, Bri. Have you had time to think about what you're comfortable with? Yes, I have. I'm just not okay with it. There's too much history of them allowing Bozo to do and say whatever in front of the kids. My attorney said she emailed you. I know. I just wanted to ensure that you truly wanted to go that route. This is your case after all. Your attorney knows she's won this case and can get what she wants. But you can choose to do this for your children and start fresh. I am doing this for my children. I am ensuring that they will be safe emotionally and mentally, which is what their father and grandparents have failed to do. Well, they were under the impression that they didn't have to intervene before. They didn't know they should. And that doesn't strike you as odd. That two adults saw their son emotionally abu-dollaring their grandchildren and didn't think they should intervene. That doesn't seem like a very trustworthy supervisor to me. And honestly, I am also worried about whether Bozo will be in jail after the first visit or not, and how that will affect the kids. In jail? Why would he be in jail? Within the next 2 months, we will be taking him back to court twice. Once for failure to pay child support, which he is currently over $10,000 in arrears. And again after that for a rule to show cause over unpaid court fees. The judge was adamant that if he was back in court over unpaid fees or support again, he would be placed back in jail. So I am concerned that seeing their father once and then him going to jail will cause them to spiral. Well, as well all know, he has been dealing with multiple health issues over the last few months at least. They may allow extra time due to that. Possibly if there wasn't evidence of him spending money he claims he doesn't have on things like a new iPhone for a girlfriend, multiple new video games that cost $70 apiece, tickets to the Eras tour, and a new Apple Watch. And how were you made aware of this? He publicly posts about this stuff on his Facebook and Instagram. He doesn't keep it a secret. But he expects everyone to believe him when he says he has no money and no way to pay his obligations. I see. Well, I will let Bozo know that you do not agree to his parents as the supervisors, and we will go from there. Hi all. Bozo, unfortunately we were unable to reach an agreement about using your parents as the supervisors for your visitation. Without an agreement, we must fall back to the court order, which specifies that a paid supervisor at the center be used. I have reached out to a few supervisors at the local center to see what their availability is. Average cost is approximately $80 an hour and will need to be paid before the visit can occur. So I assume that Bri will be paying for these visits if she is unwilling to agree to my parents. Per the order, you are responsible for the cost of visitation. My client is under no obligation to pay for your visits. Well, then I don't accept, and I don't agree. We can take this to court then, and I will just get my normal visitation back. Or I can wait 1 more year and my oldest baby will be old enough to choose to live with me. So once again you are refusing supervised visits. I will not pay to see my kids when I should have never been denied visits in the first place. If she was any type of mother, she would pay to fix her mistakes. Think about this. You said you would do anything to get your kids back. I am not willing to trade my pride for anything.
All day, hold tight.